Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking a little bit about a couple different types of Strega that were invented, like little tiny subcultures. The only reason I'm really talking about this is because I'm the creator of one. Yeah, I'm going to plug myself a little bit because I'm actually really proud of myself and I feel the need to say that. But I feel like this is kind of just needs to be said because some people feel that they need to stick to one certain look in order to be Strega, and I feel like that kind of isn't necessarily true. So I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about what I created, and then I'm going to also mention a couple of other types. Actually, I'll mention the other types before I talk about mine, because I'm probably going to go off on a tangent, and I don't want to just like stick these at the end. Okay, so basically, a Tumblr user, and I'm totally blanking out the name now, and I feel awful, created Strega Strega, which is their own style of Strega, and it kind of incorporated everything that they wanted. It was a lot of reds, lots of whites, it was culturally important to them to, or not culturally, wow, that was incorrect. It was just important to them to have something to define, and I agree with that. I really like having a little bit of a definition to what I wear and what other things that, I don't know, like, I like having a little bit of a definition, but like a broad definition. So I will link you to all the posts as well, and then this is also going to be in the Strega master post that I am currently compiling. So, yeah. The same user also created something called Saba Strega, which has to do with the desert, which I think is actually really cool. I really like it. It's like desert witches and kind of more Southwest based, and that was really cool. There's a Pinterest board as well for these two, and then I know that someone created like Moon Strega. It was something having to do with the moon, a lot of grays mainly, and silvers, and lots of moon iconography, is that? And that was as well, they had a whole list of like everything. So if anyone wants to link me to that post or like send it to me, I will gladly give them credit. I just can't find it right now. I'll have to search through the depths of Tumblr. And these are kind of created over the summer, well, at least for me, the summer for me. Northern Hemisphere, and I just was really inspired by all of these posts. I was like, you know, I really need to I feel the need to define something that is important to me, and something that, the way I dress, because I felt a little bit, I don't know how to say this, like, without sounding really mean, but like, I didn't feel shunted by the Strega tag. I just felt like I didn't necessarily dress the same way as everyone else did, and I know that's stupid because, like, it's basically expressing yourself like this. That's the whole idea of the clothing, but I just felt the need to even define it a little bit more, and so I created Swamp Strega. Now, obviously, I can't claim creation of the entire, like, thing, but I did create kind of a definition. I was really tired of looking up Swamp Witch, essentially, and just getting pictures of Tia Dalma from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So I kind of just went through and just, like, put everything out there that I thought was really just kind of tied into everything that I loved and everything that I felt, because I am a swamp witch. I work in the swamp. That I just felt the need to explain myself a little bit further. I wear a lot of greens. See, I'm wearing a lot of green today. Lots of greens and blacks and different earth tones, and I work a lot in the woods with mud and dirt and like getting into the actual swamp. Again, I live in a wetlands really, so there's still forest stuff. I don't know, I'm just kind of like in between. I don't know how to explain it, but I just really felt the need to define that fact. So I created Swamp Strega. It was, I feel really egotistical saying that I created Swamp Strega. But, I mean, there wasn't really a definition for it, so I decided to define it. If you want to dress Swamp Strega, check out my Pinterest board. There are a lot more rules. Here, actually, I can just go through them. So I'm going to go through a couple of the Swamp Strega guidelines that I kind of came up with. These were basically, I'm just looking for it right now. So these basically were just the way I felt that I express myself and how I generally tend to dress, and gave guidelines and a place to tag things on Tumblr if you so wished. Obviously, if you identify as a swamp witch and don't dress like this, like that's not, I'm not gonna be like, you have disrespected my tag, my creation. Like that's not right. But there is a Swamp Strega tag on Tumblr, and I mean there's also a blog called Swamp Strega. I just haven't ever really, I don't really know too much about them, which kind of is silly. Okay, so along with the Pinterest board that I created, yes I have Pinterest, yes I will link it below, and I'll link all the other Pinterest boards as well, and you can also find them in the master post as I said before, woo! Basically, I'm going to go through the color schemes and all of that, and then I'm just going to go through it all because I'm egotistical, and I like that. I don't really want to go into too much detail about the other ones as they might be personal for that person, and I don't want to, like, breach their privacy and just be like, but, yeah. So I'm just going to go through mine, and that's cool. That's how it's going to be. So basically, the color scheme that I kind of came up with were faded greens and browns, metallics like bronze or tarnished silver, and dull iron. So very dull, everything's really muted. You go cool grays and faded blacks, charcoal colors, rusty reds, and like cream or eggshell accents instead of pure white, because I find that I can never escape dirty clothing. Like I just always get mud on me whenever I go outside, so it's just kind of one of those things. So for clothing and accessories, I kind of tend to wear shorter dresses with lots of lightweight, tattery layers. It gets really hot where I live, so it's really hard for me to dress in all these super hot layers all year round. It gets really it gets humid, so I'm just melting by about 10 o'clock in the morning. We have crocheted or distressed vests and coverlets, which is just little sleeveless things. Cow neck hoods or lightweight infinity scarves to protect your face against mosquitoes and the sun, because God knows that's all that is pervasive in where I live. Mosquitoes and sunshine. It's great. Old lace shawls, cow neck, I just said that. Ripped up tights that can be layered over one another. My favorite thing to do is just ripped up plain black tights and then fishnets underneath. So cool. Chunky, durable boots for walking around in marshy areas. So generally flat boots. I don't really wear a lot of sandals, but if you do want to wear sandals, kind of like strappy, like gladiator sandals for walking around town. Crystal point pendants and mixed media jewelry, which is kind of just assemblage art, sculptural art, I guess, but jewelry that you can wear. It's really cool. I love it. I love making mixed media jewelry. It's really fun. Bone jewelry, wood, and natural objects, and then leather. I really like little leather straps, but obviously it doesn't have to be like a collar or anything, because as we all know, that can get sweaty and gross. And then simple drapery that has kind of a focus on making a just cut up hem. It's just kind of asymmetrical and chaotic, essentially. To inspire you would be vulture culture, which is taxidermy, which is a nice way to say taxidermy, and that's the tag used on Tumblr. Odd antiques, kind of weird, old, creepy baby doll things, or stuff like that, just creepy antiques, basically. Tattered lace and fabrics, marshland, wetlands and swamps, obviously. Vines and old gnarled trees, like old, kind of old trees. That makes sense, right? That sound is totally descriptive. Folk magic, palmistry, and tarot, the general sense of, like, the southern occult, if you think New Orleans, like voodoo, almost. Taxidermy, animal bones, alligators, pythons, anything that basically lives in a swamp, and then earth and water magic is basically what I would say. So basically that's just kind of what I defined as it. Feel free to message me if you have any more questions, and feel free to, if you have Tumblr, if you post your outfits on Tumblr and identify with that tag, feel free to tag it as that, because basically it's only me on the tag at the moment. But it might come around again when it's more summery and we wear less layers, because right now it's cold. I don't really know, man. Life is crazy. But so that was basically it. That was my little definition of Strega, Swamp Strega, and then there's also Cassetta and Saba Strega. So check all those out and let me know what you think in the comments below. So I'll see you guys later, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye!